Hello, welcome to episode 4 of Pumpkin Patch. I'm your host Noel, alongside your co-hosts Noel 2 and Noel 3. Okay, I'm joking, yeah, there's no other host than me. This is very sad. Anyway, hope you guys are coming in from your work. Coming back from your work, studies, schools, and just settling down. Either you're listening this in the evening or in the early in the morning. Please enjoy your time. Today we're going to talk about like controversial. I'm not sure it's like just another terrible thing. I'm going to be talking about where I stay, Singapore, like my views, my opinion of Singapore as a citizen who has lived here quite a while and whatnot. Like, I mean, I stay here for a very long time already, and of course I'm gonna have some criticism and like some pros and cons I want to talk about because whatever people say is not 100% true. Singapore is not all that great because every good thing there's always one bad thing. But yeah, I also want to say which part is actually true and which one's not. So yeah, let's get right into it. I'm talking as if this is a video. It's not. It's a podcast. I don't know what I'm doing. So my first thing, I've been here for more than almost 20 years, for a very long time actually. So yeah, I'm very well versed, and as a person who has gone to Malaysia almost every single year until COVID because quarantine, I'm pretty used to like both climates, and like I like to compare between two, and then I also travel a lot, so I also compare between all the other Southeast Asian countries with Singapore, because Singapore is like in quotation like a paradise, or it just have like this. It's like Southeast Asian without the struggles is what it seems like, and honestly I wouldn't blame that assumption. So yeah, I mean, the first thing I want to talk about Singapore, I mean, the most common thing that average Singaporeans say and like most people know Singapore for is the Singapore heat. Is it that bad? No, it's not that bad. It's just the people who are complaining just have like not the best like tolerance to high heat. Because if you go to Malaysia, it's way worse. Like I tell you, Malaysia way worse because theirs is almost every single day is the exact same heat. Mosquitoes left and right, insects, like everything. It's way more humid there because they have more dense things. I'm not sure. It's just very hot there. Singapore is actually slightly cool because the wind current goes towards us, so we have the slightly cooler part. But we do have extreme heat waves, like especially after monsoon season or during what we call the haze period. I mean, for you guys don't know what monsoon season is, it's essentially like a typhoon of sorts. The rain clouds or something from Japan like go towards Singapore, and like we just get the most amount of rain for 1 to 2 months, maybe 3 months of non-stop rain. After that rain, extreme heat because it's way too cold. The earth, this place, this tiny island needs heat, but they just give too much heat because it's just very hot. It's super hot during that time. And the other one is the fog season. If you guys don't know what, not fog season, haze season. If you guys don't know what haze is, it's essentially like a fog. It's a fog made of ashes from tree burning. I can't remember the reason why they burn trees. Like, I think Malaysia, maybe Indonesia. I'm not sure whether Indonesia still does it. But yeah, one of those two countries like burn trees, and then Singapore with the perfect wave current, wind current. Yeah, all the thing goes to Singapore. I mean, I remember, I think 2012, 2014 or something is like back in the early days. There was a very bad haze, and if you get just from Singapore and like you're born around where and like you're 2018, 17, maybe 16, and like plus all those things, you should know about that fog season. Like the worst fog ever hit Singapore. I mean, like for one, the haze was so bad that everyone had to wear masks with filtration. Like not normal masks. You couldn't wear normal masks. You had to wear some fancy mask that you had to charge. Yes, you think COVID you wear a annoying mask. This one you had to charge your mask every single week or day. You had to charge your mask, and they ain't cheap. You're not buying bulk of masks. You buy one mask for like I think $10 to $15 back in the day. More is like it's not cheap. There's some that will charge you like what $30, $40 just for one mask. It was super expensive just for a singular mask. Luckily, it isn't a single time use, but it wasn't that nice because it's usually very tight. And the worst part is you still have to go to work or school during that period. And it was so bad that it was like very bad fog. You couldn't see more than a couple of meters away from you. It's literally like you can't see any of the HDBs. I forgot the housing department buildings. Essentially, it's like skyscrapers for economy class. In fancy, it's just a normal like some normal housing. It's like multiple housing stacked. So yeah, you couldn't even see the top. At most, you can see until level 5 of the building. It was that bad. Cars were very slow and traffic was not good during that time. I didn't like it. And most people decided to walk, but it was so bad that it wasn't. People just wanted to stay at home. It was that bad. I mean, it was like what SARS. You got to compare the SARS to this. It's like, of course, SARS is worse because you know that's dangerous daily. It's like COVID. That's the second outbreak. I mean, people say, "Oh, we actually had a second outbreak." Before COVID, we had SARS. I would say, yes, SARS. We have that massive haze, and then we have COVID. So it's not our first time dealing with this type of thing. That's why we managed to handle it well, because everyone was taken aback by the haze. It was not your normal haze. You got your normal haze, which is like you can't see, you just can smell, and slightly foggy, but it's manageable. But the haze season, that haze on that 1 year, literally, I think the government came to the country and complained like, you guys burning too much trees. We cannot see a thing. And then they realized, okay, yeah, so we cut down the amount of stuff we're burning because it was that bad. It was by far the worst amount of haze. It lasted for like a couple of months, actually, maybe even 4 months, I would say. I can't remember the exact thing. If you guys like know, you can type like tell me, or I will just search it afterwards. But yeah, it was goddamn very bad. And yeah, it was not pleasant. I mean, you had to go to school and work, and then they had this air purifier just running in the background 24/7. God, you had to wear a mask with some goofy electronic at the side, charge it when you go back home. Just non-stop stuff. It was not good. So if you know me, I actually enjoy wearing masks. If you want, like I'm okay with it. Not enjoy, I just okay with it. Let's just say that. I mean, I'm actually like neutral about it. It's not okay. I'm just like straight up don't care, don't mind, not bothered. You want to know why? Because well, the haze season was when I had to go out so much during that time. I had to go tuition and still had to do a lot of stuff. And yeah, like that was sort of the foundation to making me used to masks, and maybe because my parents are also doctors that contribute. I'm not sure. I don't think it's probably the haze season that time they make me got used to the mask because I wore it non-stop. It was painful. It was like at the time I was like, okay, I'm not gonna keep taking it out because it's troublesome to like wear, set it up. I'm just gonna wear it as long as possible. Yeah. It wasn't even fun. The worst part of the thing is if you dirty it, you have to spend a lot of money just for another mask. I mean, you could try to take out the filtration, like the electronic device out, but you still have to buy a replacement mask. It ain't cheap. It's not your $10, $5 mask. It's a lot of money. Back in the day, that is like really felt like extortion, but like there's nothing better to do. You went normal mask, you're gonna get affected by it and fall sick really easily. I don't want to keep talking about that season, but like it was so bad that it's like feels like PTSD from the time. Okay, I mean we already talked about I think that's the other thing that people think of Singapore is Singapore's a very green country. I mean, compared to a lot of countries, Singapore is very green. For starters, we kept a lot of the natural forests and stuff. And if not, we just convert it to a park, which has still have the forest included. So that's why the green part is better than say the litter part. If you come here thinking there will be no litters around, like no rubbish on the floor, no trash, you're mistaken. There is trash on the floor. You see now and then. I mean, it's way better now, but back then when Singapore was considered the greenest country in the world, and that was its tagline before like the hottest country and whatnot. The tagline was greenest and cleanest country. That was the biggest cap. I was just like look around. What do you mean greenest thing? I see 5 trash on the most random empty field in the middle of nowhere. Tons of trash in the drain, or what we call longkang. It's just literally just tons of stuff just dumped everywhere. It's like this is the most lie. This is the most BS thing we have been saying. If you're not in green, until the government like actually implemented proper cleaning rules and stuff, then people stop throwing everywhere. People follow the recycling rules and stuff. I think for another thing is because we have recycling. I don't think Americans do that much. We essentially have recycling. Back in the days, recycling was split into I think 3 or 4. No, we had 3 and then we move on to like 5. I think you had plastic, paper, glass, those common things, and then you got electronics, and then like clothes and whatnot. Like cloth. Those were later on added. That's how they separated it. But the thing is, barely anyone uses it. They've been teaching it, but the thing is, everyone is lazy to separate each and everything for each. I mean, the only other country who does this is Germany. Yeah, Germany is probably the only country who does that separating. So I think the government is like, this is the one is following, and it's probably very hard to try to implement because no one likes to sort. Apparently, we just decided to make all the recycling into one type of bin. Essentially, you can just dump the collection of recycled goods into that one bin, and then I guess they have a machine to sort it out, because honestly we don't need humans to sort it out. We are very advanced. I mean, Singapore is one of the most advanced country, I would say, which we will get to that part later. Okay, so yeah, we have the government essentially just gave up on asking people to sort their recycled things, because people just throw everything in the bin and wouldn't care less. We were like one of the biggest waste country, greenest country, the biggest country to waste amount of stuff. We had the biggest food waste, we had the biggest plastic waste, we had so much waste. That's like, wow. I mean, the time when they say the greenest country, literally at Pulau Semakau, which is our wasteland island, that means we dump all the waste there to make it into island. Literally within that year when it says the cleanest island, cleanest country, the island filled up at an astonishing pace. It was like, maybe 10% at the start, and they announced a few years later, maybe 40-30% at most of what is so far. And then suddenly, 1 to 2 years ago, covered more than 50%. And 80% was suddenly covered or some shit. The government no, please stop wasting stuff. By the time we reach this year, we have no land. We need to create more. It's not cheap. Please don't make my wallet empty. That's pretty much what the government's saying. Honestly, yeah, agreed. That was the most amount of waste in that year. And I think it's still the most amount of waste in that year, because compared to this, I think the COVID year where we throw a bunch of masks, it's still pale in comparison to the amount of waste. We were wasteful. We were Mark from Pokemon. It was just a sludge. We were just throwing everything. So yeah. I was talking about the technology in Singapore. I think we can talk about that first. Singapore very advanced. Yes, I would say it's quite advanced. We definitely have the talent to rival Japan technologies and whatnot. But the things we don't really mean. I think Singapore, China, and Japan, we're just on good terms, and we don't care to compete. This is what we create, and then we improve it or just learn from it. So yeah, Singapore technology is very advanced. I mean, if you go to Singapore and city, maybe from England, Britain, like those very urban like house. You come here, it's like metro city. You are in a very urbanized country. It's super metro. You have tall buildings left and right. You have very, in quotation, high-end like facilities like malls and whatnot. It's not very old style. I mean, all the old style has like always been upgraded. It feels like a tourist trap everywhere, but it's not, because the tourist trap is the plane you take over here. That's literally it. The plane you take here is the tourist trap. We don't trap anyone. I mean, the only other one is Michelin star food, which I will get into that later, of course, because I have some beef with Michelin star food in Singapore. Holy shit, is it not that great? Okay, so the technology here is quite advanced, I'll say. But the thing is, we don't flaunt it, we don't flex it. We essentially have that advanced technology, but we only put it for like certain place. Like we put it in the Jewel, we put it in Changi Airport, we put it in central area. We don't put in like the east, the west, the local like area. We just pretty much don't. It's not government don't care. It's just that saves money, and if you just want to attract the people come here and just know that we have the technology. I mean, the only other thing this year that they advanced, I would say, is the train system again, because they love touching the train, even though once they build the Circle Line, which is like the most convenient train line that they make, they decide to build another line, they decide upgrade more, even though no one is complaining about it. So yeah, now we have a random useless line with more money wasted on the gates to enter the train. I mean, you can barely like do those skip things anyway, so yeah. I guess that's the main idea. So I said we have props, but like, why are we building another train state line? Pretty sure by the time this episode release, maybe the train is out already, but if it's not, why are we building it? Do people actually stay there? If at that point those funny areas just take a crap. I mean, more than half, let's just say 90% either drive or take Grab anyways. I mean, now more people take public transport, but like, we take Grab way too often now. It's like, if it's an odd place, we take Grab. If it's in like near the station, we take the train or the bus. Like, if not, then it's just pointless. And because the Grab, like, after a certain time, of course it's gonna be pricey, but like, in the early day, like, if it's early, it's not that expensive. It's actually not that bad. Couple of bucks only. What, $20 at most, I think. I mean, depends on where you're going. Oh yeah, I want to talk about the food in Singapore. The food culture in Singapore. Okay, so one thing, most people, I mean, if you're a Singaporean and I think there are some who not agree with me in this. People think chili crab, Hokkien mee, the Hainanese chicken rice, all this Singaporean food. Let me tell you, no, it's not Singaporean food. I know Hainanese chicken rice is not from made in Hainan. The chili crab, all these things. The thing is, Singapore just steal the food. Is the best way to say. Essentially, the chef from the country decide, okay, come Singapore, cook something for no reason, make it popularized, and then go back to home country. That's essentially. It's not Singapore dish. It's like, how do I say? It's like your white Asian food in America, like your orange chicken and whatnot. Essentially, you don't call it American food, do you? It's technically Chinese food. It's from China. It's just not considered as China's Chinese food. It's more of a China inspired like food of sorts. And then also like the same thing for the Japanese thing, like California roll and whatnot. It's essentially the same thing. We have the Singapore food is similar to that. We are not the one who invented it. Not Singaporeans who invented it. It's people like permanent residents. It's just people visiting Singapore and decide to create this, and then we popularize it. Because to be honest, there are a lot from China. There's a lot from Malaysia. Like, if you say Singapore created food, I say that's the biggest cap. Singapore created one thing called stealing food. All our food culture is stolen from mostly Malaysia, because, well, most of Singapore is Malaysians. Even though Malaysia at a certain time didn't want to like take Singapore, even though it's literally filled with Malaysians. Like, what is this betrayal? What, these people stay in another island, they're not Malaysian anymore? What's this? Yeah, anyway, yeah, essentially it's mostly Malaysian. Then they say, oh, where the Chinese? It's Hokkien or not. Of course, the China people come here, but you'll be shocked to know that it's not a lot of people, not a lot of China people actually became Singaporean here. They're only working, like, come to Singapore, work as an immigrant, and then like go back. Usually that's the case. Like, and most you see is like, I think it's not the majority. Majority are actually more of Hokkien side. They're on the Hokkien. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. Essentially, they're in the Malaysian side. Like, you're not gonna get the Cantonese. It's not that common. Okay, so back to the topic and the food. We're not so okay. Yeah, and let's start going off. The food we mostly still, so we have nothing original. Of course, chili crab. Malaysia don't really make it. China don't really make it. If you want, you come to Singapore, we make it. Even though it's made by like from a person from China or from Malaysia. But for the chicken rice, you go Malaysia. I tell you, you can probably get better from there. And durian, Malaysia, Singapore ones, it's not that fresh. Malaysia is where we most used to get our durians from, anyways. There are a lot of stuff. I just say go Malaysia. You can probably find better, but there are some that Singapore have, like, it's hard to find in Malaysia because it's like discontinued in Malaysia or like super rare, and then because most of the people move to Singapore. Why? Better business opportunity there. I think, for example, what was it called? Okay, I completely forgot my favorite thing. Okay, I have this dish that I like called Kueh Chap, but there's actually like multiple ways of cooking, but in Malaysia there's only this style, and like most of Singapore also, but in Singapore you can find this other style quite common also in like some other places. Essentially it's like that. Singapore has like taken the abundant culture and just like try to revive it in a way. Or we go to the topic, I say Michelin star food, Singapore. That's the tourist trap. If you're coming to Singapore for food, don't go to a place that's the Michelin star food court. Just go to any kopitiam. If you don't know where to find kopitiam, you can either go find your local food court, essentially just under a housing block. You can just see like a bunch of people staying there eating. Usually that's the case, or you can just see next door like a market. Markets also, like wet market, there's usually food there. If highly rated, is good. Or most people actually, I think not a lot of people say this because it doesn't seem authentic. Go to a mall, go find this place called Kopitiam. It's literally called Kopitiam. It's either that or find Canteen, which is like Kopitiam but worse or cheaper, I guess. Essentially, go find Kopitiam. That is what we call modern market. There are people who go in other market because that's cheaper, and then there are people who go Kopitiam, which is like a modernized version of it. I mean, it's, I think, a brand, but it's in mostly every mall, and it sells exactly the same stuff. It's just usually very crowded. That's why not a lot of people like it, because it's a real fight for space. Every kopitiam I went to has barely any space, tables or things. You always have to just wait behind one family to finish eating, and then you can take a sit. So yeah, there's a reason why that's full, because kopitiam is also very good. You have more option, and it's like I said, easier to access, because also they have a card, and it's like very good to use. No, actually I think they discontinued the card. But yeah, kopitiam, go there if you also want to get food. Another type is also Koufu, but I don't really recommend it because only certain Koufu are good. Actually, I think a lot of people will agree Koufu now is very bad. It used to be very good for breakfast and whatnot, but then it fell off, and only certain ones are good. If you want to find one good Koufu, I would suggest going to Pioneer. It's actually where I used to say Pioneer Mall. They have a Koufu, and their food has barely changed there. All the food there is still honestly one of the best. It's not because I grew up with all those food. It's actually really good. There's a reason why this store has survived 10 years and whatnot. Highly recommend going there. So yeah, is there one more? Yeah, definitely more. Wait, where was it? Oh, if you want good breakfast, of course, I would suggest Ya Kun Toast. most people come here don't actually go here. You want a good kaya toast, don't go to your coffee shop and whatnot. Go to Yakun Toast because they have perfected the kaya toast you want. It's either that you actually go Kofu because Kofu kaya toast is still good and that's the only thing that's making Kofu worth going. Their breakfast. If not for their breakfast, most would honestly have like died. Because if you go to any Kofu like nowadays, you see a lot of stalls missing compared to the past where it's usually filled with a bunch of stalls. That's a bit sad, but like unless the Kofu is like the community liked and they have actually good stores, they ain't gonna survive. That's why I say go Pioneer Mall. It's good. Trust it's a bit further from for those who are visiting Singapore because I'm pretty sure you guys will stay in Central, not near the West. It should take an hour or so to like take a train all the way here, but is it worth it? Yes, the food court there is really one of the best food court. Of course, I've gone to a lot of markets, I've eaten a lot, and I have yet to find anyone to compete with stuff at the Pioneer. Pioneer is honestly the most underrated area for food. Most people don't talk about that place. Why? Because it's a secret the West hides. The Jurong knows Pioneer and just Jurong West in general has very good food. We are keeping that secret like as much as possible. Okay, I know I'm saying this is like the secret's out, but like go there once. If you don't want to go to Pioneer Mall for the Kofu, which is like a modernized food court, there's also food courts around the area under blocks. There's a market like across, like on top of the hill near the stadium. Essentially, there's the Pioneer Mall, hill, stadium, right to the stadium. Somewhere around the right of the stadium is the market. You go in there, you're also getting really good food. I mean, as I grow there, I still highly recommend this like this Chinese restaurant that sells good very fresh crabs, seafoods and whatnot. I mean, they change the menu over time, but it's still good. And the food there is all good. It's quite a big market. There's actually two parts of the food court. There's one is entrance where I say near the stadium, and there's one at the back. It's near, I think, the pool side. There's actually a swimming pool. Has at the where the pool side, because at the stadium is first is the normal stadium and the back is the pool. So yeah, it's really a good place. Pioneer is by far the best place for food. No other place in Singapore has come close at all to Pioneer. That is a golden hotspot. And then no one in that wants a Michelin star. That's how good it is, because we know it's good. We don't want a Michelin star. We just want this store to stay. For those who come in here want my recommendation of food. For I think this is the simple one, which is good. That means anyone can eat. Try Indian chicken rice. I know there's Hainanese chicken rice. You can try that. Indian chicken rice is also a whole nother level. I don't know why no one talks about it, because you don't really see it outside of like Singapore. Honestly, I don't think it's that common in Malaysia, India or something. It's turmeric rice that is like garlic and whatnot. It's very flavorful. They give you a coleslaw, so it's like Indian Western fusion, right? Sort of, yes. And they have a very crispy chicken. Like, I'm talking Popeye level chicken. It's really crispy. If I ever want a good chicken, either go Popeye, KFC, or the Indian style, because the Indian chicken rice, you get rice, you get coleslaw, and you just get one juicy chicken. The only thing now is the price is not the best. I think the most common one for like the one that sells most of this Indian chicken rice is called, under the company called Tender Best. Yeah, that's the most common one I've seen so far, and honestly, yeah, it's quite good. You can see it in any of your like some local food court. It's not in the central, because central they like to keep it fancy and keep it traditional, while the sides they actually do all this nice picture what is it called, like multiracial like type of food. Essentially it's a mix of other things. Another thing, if you want to feel a bit adventurous, there's also It's a Chinese style called mixed rice vegetable. Essentially, you get to choose your ingredients, what you want to eat. And you may say, oh, what is this like what Taco Bell or whatnot? Yeah, essentially it's like that. You can choose whatever, and it's honestly not that expensive. It's like another name we call it is economic rice. It's really the best. I think America has it or something, but this in Singapore is another level. I mean Malaysia, I think some have, and it's also good, but Singapore is still one of the best budget lunches you can get. It's so good. Like if you ever want something like slightly heavy for your lunch or breakfast or brunch, you always go down no matter how far just to get your mixed rice vegetable. You get one rice. They sometimes also have bee hoon or egg noodle, hor fun, which is like flat noodle, like a different thing, and sometimes they have fried rice. And as I said, it's not that expensive, like at most $5. I mean, unless you like order every single ingredient, yeah, it's going to increase a lot. And also, you don't need to speak Chinese. You can just point at anything, and they will know what. And you also can say you want the gravy. They will give you the gravy. They have cut from, and the thing is, every single day it's unique food, which is one of the reason why this is the best thing. You can actually find all these things that I'm talking in the east and the west, because those are in the quotation, like not centralized. It's not in the central, and it's not like popularized. The central is what I call traditional food. The east and the west are what I call good food. I mean, the central is good food, but like east and west, you have affordable good food. It's really good. It's like you're going to Chinatown for you Americans or Europeans, I guess. It's like going to Chinatown and actually having something good. It's that great. It's not a Michelin star. It's not over the top price. It's really good and cheap. So yeah, for that one, you can select. They have like sweet and sour pork, omelette with steamed egg with salted egg or century egg. They have fish. They have fried fish. They have salted fish. They have sausage. They have Chinese sausage. They have fried eggs. They have beancurds. They have tofus. They have fried tofus. They have eggplant. They have a bunch of vegetables. They have curry fish. They have curry meat. They have beef. They have beef brisket. They have essentially every single thing you want. It's really good. And sometimes there are two types of economic things. There's one, they will give you a bunch of rice with a few like ingredients for like your I guess like it's just like your ingredients at your side is what you eat. And the other one is they give you a bit of rice and a bunch of the ingredients. Essentially, you are having way more than what you're paying for at this point, and it's so good. They don't really charge more than things. Like the thing is, each and everything has a certain price, but it's like standard price in sort of things, but it's really really cheap. It's like if you like Panda Express, come to Singapore, try this mixed rice vegetable or economic rice. I think you'll change your mind of what is good food, because this is like way better than that. It's also where we get all our leftover rice for the fried rice, by the way. I'm not joking. Next thing, what I would recommend. Of course, as we're talking about at the start, I already said chicken. Another thing is like the brother or like the sister of your Hainanese steamed chicken rice. Of course, there's the roaster if you guys want to try. The other one I would suggest is char siu pork rice. You may think it's what is pork? It's nothing much. I mean, if you're a meat lover, pork is good. It has the most amount of fat and flavor. It's nice. It has the most amount of juice. Beef is, even though it's a bit basic, it has that nice smokiness, tenderness. Char siu, I don't think there's anything that will beat char siu. It's literally my favorite meat of all time. There's nothing that beats. Even though I like Japanese food, I like all sorts of food. Char Siu has never once bowed down to a single food. It's really good, and I went to Michelin star restaurant. It's nothing compared to a simple Char Siu. And you can get it for what, $4? They give you a slice. Oh yeah, talking about Char Siu, I will talk more about how to get good. They give you a few slices of rice and give you a nice glaze. And there you have it. It's very simple and it's very nice. Okay, as I said, there's actually a right way to order Char Siu. Most people find Char Siu from the wonton mee, as I say, or essentially dumpling noodles. There's those are dry, those are miserable, those are not Char Siu, those are like pretty much imitation crab stick at that point. Don't say that Char Siu unless you find an actual one. I mean, you can find it with wonton with the Char Siu. It's very rare to find good one. Essentially, what you want to see is just like grayish in middle, very bright vagrant red, and shiny, and they have like a bucket of sauce nearby. You see that? That's the right one, and they give you 3 options of thing. You can try the noodle, which I say is good, but it's definitely for some people because they put like certain soy sauce, like there's a soup base with it, so it's a bit different. It's like lighter version, but it's also very filling. And you have the rice one, which I just say it's amazing. Another one that's like roasted pork. I know I like pork a lot, okay? But roasted pork is also very nice. For those who have never tried roasted pork, it's just crunchy and nice, but I think a lot of you guys have tried this once, right? If not, I don't think you need to come to Singapore to try, but if you come to Singapore, try it. It's nice. I mean, they actually don't go to Singapore, just go to Malaysia for Char Siu and roasted pork. It's cheaper there. And just talking from experience, because I know, no, yeah, Malaysia you can find those very cheap. Then it's also very authentic. Another thing is fishball noodles. I don't know why you guys, no one knows about fishball noodles. It's a staple food. Honestly, in Singapore and Malaysia, no one has never, every single one of us, even if you can't eat, knows about fishball noodle. It's as good as laksa. It's a very nice soup with some fishball. Maybe they give meatball, some umami. It's very nice. It's simple and it's everyone's favorite lunch. Then we have the classic laksa for those who cannot handle spice. This is like in the mouth. It's spicy, but it's definitely, yeah, you can definitely handle it if you can take a bit spice. You can definitely eat laksa because there's a coconut milk and whatnot. Essentially, it's very balanced. But just ask for no sambal, because if you don't ask for no sambal, they'll just dump 1 gallop of sambal there. They don't care if you're white, kid, or looks like you're gonna die. And let me tell you, I actually regret that a lot of time. So yeah, there's laksa. Another thing I would say, satay. Of course, you can get that in Malaysia. If you're in Malaysia, satay that is way cheaper and way better. But Singapore, you also can come for satay. If you're like not going to Malaysia, come to Singapore only. Satay, I say, as well as clams, are must have, because we cook them in a unique way. We don't cook them in like the traditional way. I say it's like more of a smoke steamed way. It's like unique per se. We have cooked food in like, it's like, and definitely Chinese, Cantonese inspired cooking style in Malaysia, of course Malaysian. So those are definitely one of my top recommendations. Is that, and try carrot cake if you want something for your breakfast. You got your curry toast, as I say, Ya Kun toast, go there. Of course, you can go to the normal food court, but curry toast, get from your Ya Kun toast or get from your Koufu. Those two, their kaya toast never lost. They are at the top of the chain for a reason. So you can either have that with some soft boiled egg, or carrot cake. Is one of my favorite breakfast to eat because it's in like this nice oily, very heaty, but still very nice. I'm going to Malaysia also for the carrot cake. There's also kuehs which are nice to eat, But definitely, I don't think no, it's a sweeter. It's like a dessert sort of deal, but it's for breakfast actually. It's like snacks. If you also want, that's what we call dim sum. You should also try that for lunch. Don't eat that for breakfast because you don't have the stomach for it. And the last breakfast is what I call Asian pancake. We're not talking Japanese pancake or your Western pancake. An Asian pancake, or is what, as I call it, is in the food courts. Like, yeah, most food court has it. If you don't, I guess you need to go find another one. It's essentially like this doughy sandwich of sorts with one filling. It's usually that's most commonly has peanuts and I think sugar, Nutella, there is cheese, there is coconut, there's a bunch. It's really nice and I would heavily recommend it. It's one of the best way to start the day, honestly. And if you're a bit adventurous for the food, I would suggest Kway Chap because that, as I said, if you're wondering why I say adventurous, Kway Chap is essentially they give you a noodle is flat. They give you Kway Teow, which is that's why it's called Kway Chap from the Kway. You got flat noodles with a very like savory broth soup, and then you have this side which has a bunch of ingredients. One of them is a pig intestine. You got a nice fish cake, which is my favorite. You got like what's it? A bunch of all this funny sauce thing. It's like a unique part of it. Most people actually turn away from the intestine. There's pig skin. That is, it usually depends on what the store has. It's not guaranteed, but yeah, they clean it quite well. It's nice. There's different style of Teochew, not Teochew. There's different type of Kway Teow cooking. There's one that I like, and they're different, but I still recommend. If you also want to go adventurous, what else is there? Honestly, just try any of like the food or either Japan. Oh yeah, you have very strong Japan culture. If you want to try some Japan food here, it's not that bad. Some Japanese come here, it's actually they're surprisingly okay with it. It's not as bad compared to like others. It's not a poor imitation. It's actually quite good. We don't have Americanized rolls. I think actually we have some that do that, but it's like make it more Japanese more than the American. But we have quite good Japanese foods here. I actually really don't go to like Sushi Go or Go Sushi or the what Genki Sushi. I mean, if you want, you can, but like just go for like proper Japanese restaurants. Oh yeah, back to the topic. I was complaining about Michelin star food in Singapore. I completely forgot that we went off track to food. I said Michelin star food in Japan. Japan. In Singapore, scam. You want to know why? They're overpriced and they're never better than the thing. The only time I think Michelin stars good in Southeast Asia is Malaysia because it's historical food. It's actually known to be very good and they decide to go share it public and then become popular. Singapore no. It's just central stuff that's got popular. I mean, I think the recent Michelin star things are not that bad. They are like unique take and a lot of people like it, but I say just go for the classic because the Michelin star food are like unique takes on food. They're essentially just saying westernized food, westernized Asian food selling here. Essentially that's what they do. They're not doing your tradition. You want good one, don't go to Michelin star. You want to know what our home tastes like? Go to a normal thing. Don't go to a Michelin star thing. If you see uncles, aunties with their leg up or like talking with nothing there, then you're in the right one. Yes, I mean there's just random uncle and auntie just sitting there just chatting with like maybe drinks or whatnot. They have nothing else than just chit and to chit chat and catch up with each other. Those are the best. Those when you see those people, you're in the authentic kopitiam. It's not actually kopitiam. You're in the correct place essentially. You can get the good food there. What else? Oh yeah, Singapore. What else? Some critics, I guess. The critics. Is there any critics? I have no idea. Oh yeah, as I can't say. As of I'm recording this, it's actually a National Day. It just happened a few days ago. This is gonna be the most critic thing. If you ask, I mean, Singapore has this like privilege of, in a sense, privilege of celebrating National Day. Most countries do celebrate, but they don't do it as in the scale of Singapore, where we have performance and people celebrate together. Essentially, Singapore has this one day, and it's like the most thing. We have unique music every single year. We have students from school dancing. We have people from military. All those sort of things. Singapore is one of the only countries who does this, because most countries who either has a lot of money, it's not that united, and if they are united, they don't have a lot of money. Singapore is quite well balanced, so we could do this. But the one complaint I have is that when we switch to the Padang, which is now where we do the National Day, the performance just got mediocre. It ain't as good as it was anymore. When it was on the float near Marina Basin, no, not near, it was near the Esplanade, so yeah, Marina Basin, I guess. Essentially, is that they had one giant screen, they had ocean, so you can see the ship go in and whatnot. Yeah, essentially you're just looking straight. It's like watching a drama and whatnot. It's essentially a single show. It's nice, and it's actually way better, more entertaining, and compared to the Padang, which is 360 view, you're very limited to what you can do. So like, it's just bad. And can we like return next year? It's our 60th birthday, Singapore's 60th birthday. Can we go back to the Marina Bay? Because I don't want to feel. I mean, yeah, we haven't celebrated a 10th birthday on the Padang for a very long time, but it's honestly way better than doing it. Honestly, it's like going Marina Bay is way better and have less people actually enjoy it, because very few people actually enjoy it. They started doing creative things like, fireworks near your local area, but then it's like very funny timings, no one knows. No one can see the fireworks clearly because, it's in the middle of somewhere. I think it's near Fort Canning or something. I'm very bad at my geography, you can tell. It's not great. Honestly, it's like the only people who go to the Padang to celebrate are diehard fans or parents of like the people from the national service or military, air force, whatnot, or people, the parents of those who are performing on there's like the students that wants to perform. Essentially, those are the only people who go there, because there are barely anyone who goes there for like normal reasons, like, I want to have fun in this. Well, another funny takeaway from this year's National Day, the song is nice. The artist has a very simple Asian hairstyle. Went to perform. He looks like Michael Jackson. Like, what? What happened to your hair? What happened to your simple Asian dude? Why suddenly we have a Singaporean Michael Jackson? Dude literally looks like he has the same hairstyle as Michael Jackson. Like bun at the back with curly hair, some like 2 strands of hair or 3 on the front. The next thing he's gonna do is he is partnery. Dude, I'm not joking. What happened? And it's also it's like even the so why is the program now so weird? Usually we do is from old, like popular old National Day songs. We go each year, increase, and then the final song will be this year's National Day song. But this time we started with this year's National Day song, and then we went to the old ones. Okay, I don't think that's good. It sounds like me trying to say the old ones are better than the new ones at that point. So yeah. One thing I also want to complain about the current, I think it's the president who do is, why is there random traffic light? They are pointless. They're just some random traffic light near some areas. Like, for example, when I go to school, I always pass by this interchange in Ang Mo Kio because my school is there. It's just this bus interchange. There's one traffic light right in front of the bus interchange, and not in front of the cars. Essentially, it's a 3-way traffic light. if when the bus are exiting for the interchange, there's just a random traffic light there. For who? No one knows. Because clearly it's not for any of the cars. Because for example, because I'm okay, I actually honestly don't care about saying this. I live in the West. Okay, whoa, surprise! In the West, there's this place called Jurong Point. Jurong Point is an interchange. You look at the interchange. There's no random traffic light there to make the bus stop out of nowhere. We have the narrowest road, and we still make out of it. You're telling me Ang Mo Kio, the place with what, two wide roads, need a fucking traffic light there? It's so pointless. It's so pointless. And where I stay, there's just one random traffic light there. It's like you have one end, you have a traffic light, the other end you have another traffic light. Who asks for it? Not a single person. Literally, the old people where we stay are just complaining day and night. Why is this here? Because they give the reason. Oh, so the old people don't get injured. If you look at all the injuries, notice the people who got injured here are the kids, not the old people. The old people are like really fine. If they're scared, they just walk to the other side and take, because we are so in tune to walking here. We don't need a traffic light because this is not that busy. And the only place that we understand, like, if you put a traffic light there, it makes sense, is the other side of it, because this junction that we have is barely used. The other junction, on the other hand, should have, because it's not only a bus stop and whatnot. There's so many car accidents there compared to the other side. The other, literally where they place the most useless traffic light, it has like what? Just some dumb young kid who just injured themselves. Sorry for calling you dumb, but like, I don't know how you injured yourself. We have two side bars, so there's no way you got into the wrong side. Why are you doing something so dumb? You can't get, like, what are you doing to get yourself injured? There's barely any cars. If there's cars, just wait. It's not that long. We don't have that big traffic here. Come on. Just, oh yeah, for those who don't know, in Singapore, the West specifically has very slow traffic. Because the West is essentially, honestly, it's just like a retirement home. It's like Singapore's retirement home. You have a lot of people who are working and going to retire soon or whatnot. This stay in the West. Why? It's very homely. It feels very rural. Even though one of my friends says, Singapore is so small. There's no place that's rural. Not if you go to the West. The West is really rural. You have the most quiet things. Like, the only time it's not quiet is the random teens who just shout random words in the middle of the night. That's the only time. But if not for that, it's super rural here. It's literally so quiet and so comfortable. And you see so many old people here. It's like, you can't get more rural than this area here. Literally, no one cares if there's a car coming at 4 a.m. from the airport here. It's so nice to stay here. It's literally one of the best places to retire, as most people say, because it's not expensive to stay around here. And as I say here, the food is really good. So it's just a win to stay at the West. So yeah, I really don't like. I really hope that they remove the traffic light near where I stay, and just remove all the pointless traffic light. I know it's a lot of money to like install. It takes a lot of time, but like, no one needs it. No one needs this overcomplicated stuff. Like, literally in my road, you have one traffic light, another traffic light up here. It's literally 3 traffic lights, one after another. It's so pointless. It's really pointless. Like, if you want to add the traffic light, at least like don't put railings to block off literally the entire side. Because here, the people here are very careful. We have grown used to this. Most people here came from Malaysia. And for God's sake, do you know how Malaysia live? They don't care about the roads. They jaywalk anyway. Because they barely have traffic light and they don't care. The government knows that they don't need that many traffic light. Because the citizens are just gonna jaywalk. So what's the point? Oh yeah, if you're coming to Singapore, right? If you are wondering when's the best time, the best time is around, I say, National Day, I would say, or I say the start of the year, because it's not that many people. Most people are like home or like starting school. It's very nice to start of the year. End of year, not so much, I say. And in August, which is National Day, it's also very good. September is also not that bad because everyone's in school and most people have like exams. It's usually the exam week, so if you want to have very nice, comfortable September, August, and the start of year, it's good, the best time. The worst time is monsoon season, and so around April-ish, I'd say, is usually when the monsoon season kicks in. Essentially, you just want to like before you want to go Singapore, you just do your research, look at the weather report and see when's the monsoon season coming, because when the monsoon season is in nice, it's really bad. Oh yeah, it's just really bad. Oh yeah, October also not November is also not bad to come to Singapore because there's a lot of conventions or a lot of stuff happening. Oh yeah, if you're wondering why I say come to the West if you want to enjoy good food, East also has a lot of good food. I've gone to East a lot, but I say West reigns supreme. This is my order: West or East. I don't like Central. I actually want to put East in front because Central is overpriced for okay food. East is okay, but the thing is Central actually doesn't count. I don't know. Okay, like Central is not that bad also because you have those traditional food. East, you have some good food, but there's just like some oddities here and there, which is most people at East literally just eat at what your your soup restaurant, your essentially all your normal restaurants. Like no one goes there for certain food because it's very quirky. The West, on the other hand, you have not only a bunch of mall which just good, you have very good food and a lot of market. Like if you compare the whole of Singapore, the place with the most amount of markets, I'm pretty sure the West, because literally every part of the West is just a market. Why no one knows? Literally overuse of market. Yeah, there's just overuse of market here. I wanted to. Oh yeah, there's also, if you come here, you can also go visit. If you want like more fun stuff, you can go Sentosa and Vivo. Those places are really nice. If you want a place, there are multiple places in Vivo. If you want to eat Vivo, of course, don't go Sentosa eat. It's not really worth it, I would say, because their food that is not good. Most people just go there, enjoy, come back, eat at Vivo. If you want, you can drive a few miles. I think near the sea area, the harbor there. There's actually one there's where boats park near I think a condo or when going to Vivo, there's a condo area which is near the harbor. There is like a miniature building that has food restaurants there. That's actually quite good. I go there usually to eat and it's really nice. It's a very, I say, localized area for the people who go Vivo. Like it's only people who like goes there before knows that place. It's not that well known, and because it's literally hidden. Like if you want to know how it looks like, you are going through this. Let me do a quick search of the thing. So like at least I'm giving you information. I'm not going to give you on a blind chase. Okay, let me open my maps because this area I actually recommend. It's not that bad. Of course, you want to go Vivo, you can eat Vivo, but it's loading. It's taking a while. Wait, what is it? This is going to be cut out right now. Cut it out, please. Yeah, it's called Keppel Bay. You have to go. It's a bit hard to find, and you need a car to go there. Maybe if you have a taxi, they might be able to find. It's nice because not only do you have a nice view of the sea with a lot of boats and stuff there, it's a very nice area because there's a couple of restaurants that's good. There's one that most people used to go there for, it's called Prive, but like it's a bit western like. but there's Japanese there and Italian there. In Vivo, there's a bunch of food. There's one that I recommend. It's called Una Una. It's a Japanese restaurant that sells which focus on eels, which is just nice. There's also if you want fancy, there's a Japanese barbecue, which is opposite Fruits Paradise. There is a bunch of stuff. There actually is just a lot. There's a German restaurant also. I forgot what's it called, but there's a German restaurant. There is a lot of stuff. Okay, if you want to go Sentosa, just know that there are sometimes Sentosa has events like for Halloween. They're doing like the haunted house sort of a deal, and there's a lot of stuff. If not, I think I actually want to end it here. Thank you guys for coming to listen to my podcast. If you guys enjoy, please follow the podcast, and hope you guys have a great evening, morning, or night, or afternoon. And hope you had a great study session, finish your school, or finish your work, or you're ready to go for your work or school. Good luck with them and all the best. Thank you guys for coming. See you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow there will be a special guest. Get ready. Bye bye.